Alright, so what we have here is an island with just one bank on it. Let's just assume that everybody who comes to make deposits at the bank deposits in this one bank, and it's all the money on the island, which would be 1,000 gold. And we're just going to do gold, just to make things simplified. But what banks typically do is they take your gold and invest it, even though it's available on deposit. Just in case there's a run on the bank, oftentimes they will have what's called reserve. Let's say it's at 10% for this society. We'll put 100 gold in reserve, and we will have 900 gold to lend out to worthy investments. In our scenario, Adam wants to start his own orchard, and so he needs that money to create his orchard. So he's got to buy stock to plant seeds and grow the trees, and also pay the workers in order to get his orchard off the ground, which that physical gold ends up in the workers' pockets. So here we have apples. And probably what those workers are going to do is take the gold and turn around and invest it right back in the bank. Now, since there's only one bank on the island, it's going to go directly back into our bank. But since we kept 100 gold in the reserve system, there's now only 900 gold deposited back into people's accounts. So we're going to have 900 back on our liability side for the bank. Now, what banks do is they don't just make one investment. So what they're going to do is take that money and look for another investor. But we're still using a fractional reserve banking system. So 10% of that gold is going to be put aside. So we have 90 gold, and we have 810 gold available to invest in another project, which we go ahead and do. So the 810 gold might go to another project, such as maybe building a factory to process the apples. So we get the factory off the ground, and let's just say that this is Garrett's apple factory. And Garrett wants to be able to package the apples and ship the apples out. So he's going to work with Adam, but also with the bank on getting his project off the ground. But he still needs to pay more workers. So that physical gold that the bank's given out to Garrett ends up in the pockets of the workers. Let's say it's all 810. And just for simplification purpose, let's say all the workers just put their money right back in the bank. So we have 810 gold goes back in the bank. And once again, the bank owes this on demand anytime, so it's on the liability side. But we now have 810 gold available for reinvestment. Now this doesn't go on for infinity, but it goes on for quite a while. This is what's called the money multiplier effect. But for simplification purposes, what we're going to do here is just say the bank's done investing. It's just going to hold all this on reserve. So the 100 gold in the beginning, then the 90 gold, and then the 810 gold in the end is just now held on reserve. M0 money supply often implies how much physical gold is in the system. If you'll see, if the bank's putting all that on reserve, it adds up to the $1,000 that was initially deposited by our initial customer. But the M1 money supply is now multiplied into what people think they have in the bank. So we have 1,000 gold down the bottom, 900 gold, and then 810 gold, which comes out to 2,710 gold. So we've actually increased what people think they have as well in the society. But if you'll see down the bottom, we now have apples sprouting on the trees. Garrett's factory is kicking off, and Adam is now shipping the apples to Garrett's factory, and Garrett's going to ship it out to society. And what society will end up doing is they'll end up paying both Garrett and Adam more money, and they will pay the bank back. And what the bank's essentially done is that 2,710 gold has increased the total wealth.